So I was stressing out, dude. I was stressing out. That situation where you're having sleepless nights.
Oh, that's the kind
You
of
know what I
that's
mean?
the real stress.
That's real stress. When you wake up and you've been grinding your teeth. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah. Pues, as you know, my tooth is chipped, so they don't
So
even.
it does
touch-
happen.
They don't even touch when I
It
close.
happened to the point where they're not even there.
No. My teeth are grinding to death, bro. Like, nada, bro.
Dude, because that'll happen to me where I wake up and my teeth are
Release,
hurting, and
yeah.
I'm like, how come they hurt? And then I realize that I'm
Damn.
like
Whoa.
biting onto them, and then I'm like, oh, and I relax it.
Dude, that's heavy. That's heavy stress for
So
sure.
stress, bro, right? And then I saw this quote, wanted to share it with my peeps.
Oh,
You know what I mean? 'Cause
quote?
I bring
Very,
positive vibes, dude. I got this quote. It says, when you overthink, remember this quote. So I haven't even started the quote. Recording it in my head already. I haven't even started the quote, bro. That's not even.
I was like, damn.
sorry.
That's a great quote.
So the message, okay. So when this is for overthinkers, worrying does not take away tomorrow's trouble.
Okay.
It takes always today's peace.
Ooh. Hey, my favorite part is
Wisdom. He brings wisdom to the pond. Wait, hold on. He brings wisdom to the pond. Nah, it's because, bro, I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a little segment of me having to sing a One Direction song.
God. Every time.
And I was deaf tone. No deaf of my tones. I had no tone deaths.
I thought
I had no, what's it called?
I
I was dead. I was tone deaf.
Okay.
Oh! Yes! I was tone deaf.
muerto te dice.
But anyways, so worrying does not take away tomorrow's trouble. It takes today's peace.
That I like, porque it is true. You worry, nothing changes.
Nothing's going to change
Nothing
for your
changes.
future. But guess what's changing?
The peace.
Your present.
Peace,
Your
bro.
present.
Peace.
You're
I need
struggling.
that, no.
So people, don't be stressing like me. Don't be worrying.
Quote it.
Put the quote right here.
Who's the author? Don't give him credit. Great quote. I
Yeah.
love it.
Great quote, dude.
Which brings me to today's topic. I went on social media.
Right.
And we did a little clip and for people to ask questions that we can answer for today's episode. And pero real quick, thank you for those who responded and sent us your questions.
Question.
Preguntas.
Q&A, a little bit of a Q&A type of situation. So here we go, Jay. These are the questions for us.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so first question says,
Why do guys become friends with this person who they're trying to apparently date first, but from what I get is, but because they're friends, the guy is like looking and kind of flirting with other girls, but knowing that they're trying to date or something like
Gotcha.
that. That's kind of what I got from this question. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Gotcha. Okay.
First of all, I sense a little bit of anger behind that question. I don't know. I sense that.
Okay.
I sense a little, so it was like pushed, right?
Oh.
Like, "Uy, what?" Entonces, well, I'll start this one. First of all, thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Amazing. But the reason that, first of all, you want to start as friends, at least for a guy, and I'm looking at this in the point of view of a man. The reason you usually want to start off as friends first is because you want to, like me, I want to kind of check the vibe. I want to see if we connect. I think it's probably too strong to just come out and be like, hey, should we date or what? You know, that's probably way too strong. We probably need to be kind of like friends first. But let's not pretend. When you connect with someone and you come to them, you kind of let it know with vibes and whatnot that, hey, this is not just a friendship. I'm trying to do one of these left and right ones, you know?
Oh, a lot.
I'm like, for example, if I take a girl out to eat dinner, I like to be kind to my waitress or waiter because I like my food without spit, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm very kind, attentive. Oh, don't worry about it to the waiter, to the waitress or waiter, whatever. So, but it's not flirting.
Yeah.
I'm not, because I'm here, dude. Because if not, you wouldn't be here at the dinner table with me. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more of a point of view of how we see these things. Not so much that that guys are kind of flirting with other girls just because they say you're their friend.
Right. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring the hammer of judgment and talk some truth.
Ouch.
Okay, because I'm gonna say the truth.
That
all right.
hurts, dude. I'm scared.
I'm in the psyche of this person, right? So I'm able to understand the situation. So there's two things here, people. First of all, there is the side of if you guys are just friends,
Right.
you're just friends. Hey, guess what? You're just friends.
He can look.
So therefore, he can look.
He can look.
He has that option, and guess what? You have the option too. So if you guys aren't official, if nothing has been said to where it's like, hey, this is a date, by the way,
Yeah.
I'm trying to,
Yeah.
make some magic happen here.
Right, because there's you get to know someone and then you're dating.
Then you're
And
dating.
then you make the step to
And,
actually
no,
become official.
and you become exclusive, right?
Right.
If you're exclusively dating, that's
I
a whole
see.
nother.
Yeah, I agree.
Then it's like, why you even?
Wait,
but if
they
you're just
do-
dating, hey, and guess what? It's up to you to say, you know what? I don't want to be with a man that's looking around for other women. So this is not the guy for me. Maybe you should take that
Preach.
as a red flag
Preach.
and say, this is not for me. I'm not saying that it's right for the guy to be doing that in front of
100.
you, but I'm saying if that is happening, you probably should say, this is not a guy that I want to be with, because if he's doing that, because here comes the second thing, and this is as real as it gets, ladies.
Golly.
So listen,
Learn.
if a guy is looking at other women while he's on a date with you, he either is looking for somebody else or is wanting to make you jealous. Know that. And that's a fact. All right? Put the stamp of fact right now. Bah!
And
I speak facts.
and to add a little bit of that ending there of facts and stamps.
Yeah.
It's true because you know what, dude? Sometimes, and it's happened to me where I'm talking to someone and I'm getting vibes like very friend zone. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right, so we're not there.
Right.
And I kind of start looking around. And then later they're like, no, pues, over here ignoring me. Wait, hold on. You kind of threw me in the friend zone. And so I thought, okay, this is not happening. All right, so I start looking for something else. But it was. So also pay attention to that. How are we letting it know? Like, dude, that's why communication
Exactly.
is key.
Communication is clear, and not only communication, clear communication.
Clear communication.
So if you tell this guy, hey, what's going on? How come you're like doing this? It doesn't mean we're not really, nothing's happening here. We're
I
just
thought
going
we had-
out.
I
You're
thought
not
we
looking
had-
for something serious?
Right.
Are you looking to just like hook up? What's
Right.
going on? And if the guy says, oh, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not really into that. Oh, there you go. Be clear of what's going on. Get clarity. Don't be in the,
I don't know.
and accept the answer for what
Good
it
one,
is, says our producer. And we agree with that because sometimes, dude, oh my God, dude, this is not a coincidence. I just watched the movie called She or He Is Not That Into You. I can't remember the exact title.
Oh.
Dude, and they talk about this. And the guy in the movie says exactly what Aaron said right now. Take the answer for what it is. Don't try to make up things, scenarios in your head where, well, maybe he's saying this because, well, maybe he's not ready right now, but he'll be ready later.
He just didn't know how to say it.
Nah. If he's
Nah,
telling
man.
you no, not right now, that means no, not right now. And guess what? If you are looking for something serious, move on.
Yeah.
That's not the guy for you.
Yeah, because men will say it. The words that men say, those are they're real.
And guys, also for you guys, the same situation.
Men up.
Let them know, hey, I'm not really looking for anything serious. If that's you, awesome. Let's keep hanging out. If you are, let's not.
Yeah.
Move on.
And there's nothing wrong with it, dude. That doesn't make you a men slut or whatever they want to call it. It just makes you real.
Yeah, when just be clear, and that
Yeah.
way you'll save yourself a lot of trouble, a lot of
A
time.
lot of trouble.
But great question for reals.
Yeah.
Great question. Thank you so much
A lot to
for
go there.
bringing that up. So that was a pretty deep one. So let me do
Yeah,
a
that was
little,
deep.
little lighter
my,
one.
My head hurts a little bit after that.
Another viewer said, a general question about dating. Should the guy pay for the first date or split
Ooh.
the bill? And this is a
Controversial.
international question.
Mr. Worldwide.
That-
Different, man.
well,
In the old school, like at least my father said, dude, hey, Dad, can I go to the movies? What money? With what money?
right.
Well, I got $10 for me. And my dad was like, ooh, no, mijo, you need. When you take a lady out, if it's just friends hanging out, you got to pay your own because it's just friends hanging out. But if you ask the lady out on a date, you
Right.
got to pay for her. And I said, oh, okay, I didn't know that. And then I took it. However, I feel that just like everything else, technology and everything else evolved and it changed in 2025. I think that kind of changed a bit.
So what's your answer now?
My answer now is, like that video said, am I going to get something? No. I would still pay. If it's a date, I said, dude, you want to go out on a date with me? Yes, I'm paying for you. That's my answer. Yes, men pay on the first date.
God.
Obviously, a date, right? If the girl says, oh no, I thought we just went out for dinner. Oh, damn. Nah, dude. Charge her. She owes you that last dinner. Pero if you said, dude, I want to take you out on a date.
Dude, and I think this a lot of times this is where the question comes from, right? Because this is the thing. Apparently nowadays, it is known for women to go out on dates with men to get dinner,
Right.
to get some drinks in.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not even interested. They're just going out. I'm hungry tonight. Let me
No,
go
that-
out.
wait,
exactly.
that-
See,
Ooh, blew
this
my
is what
mind.
I'm saying.
Blew my mind.
So nowadays, it's popular to be like, oh well, I'm gonna go on a date so I could just eat
Nah, dude, that's crazy.
because they don't wanna pay for their meal.
Oh,
So now
that's a crime.
men are like, do I pay for it or are you just using me because you're not even? I can see that you're not even interested in this date, and you're just here to get a free meal.
You're not even talking to me. You're scrolling on TikTok.
And
You took a picture of the meal in the restaurant. Yeah, I wasn't even in the picture.
so that's where the question is coming from in this generation of, does the man pay? Does the woman pay 50-50? What's going on?
Dude,
How do we do this?
my mind is blown right now, dude. What do you mean? Kid? There's people that say, I'm going to tell this guy to take me out to dinner, not meaning it. It's like, we're not going to date you now.
That's the reality we live in.
Damn. No, plug me back into the virtual reality. Plug me back in the matrix. I don't want to live this.
I definitely agree with you. Where it comes to, if I go to the girl that I like and I say, hey, can I take you out on a date? I do believe that I'm thinking in my mind, I'm going to pay for it.
Right.
Because there's no way I'm asking somebody to go with me on a date or anything and I'm expecting
Expect
them
them- that's
to
crazy.
pay. Now, I'm not saying they can't, but
Right.
I'm saying I'm not expecting them to pay.
Right.
Now, I'll be honest with you, ladies. If I'm on a date, yes, and check comes in, how was everything? Oh, great.
Delicious.
Check, your 2 little mints, whatever.
Oof. Because they know. Man.
And you go, and the girl said, hey, can I put my part?
No, me muero. Oh.
You see?
Instant
It
love.
hit. So, ladies, that's the only reason I wanted to mention it, because it's a way to show. And I bet you anything, ladies, at least for most of us, the guy's still gonna say no.
Right.
I for sure got it.
I know.
I invited you.
Thank
Please
you.
let me pay for it.
Thank you, porque you changed my life.
But
right
how
now.
did that make you feel when she said, "Oh, I can't"?
Love.
Even if it's not even, I'll pay for the whole thing. I'll pay for my part.
Hey,
you go. What?
Do you mind if I put in the 20? You want me to pay the tips? Like, can I help you in any way? Because it's not even an insult, dude. It's not like, oh, what, you think I can't afford it?
Yeah, I wouldn't take it as an insult.
I would take it like-
as a man. I'll take it like, whoa,
Man, dude.
like
you know,
that.
I'll be like
that's
this.
the kind of.
I would,
lady you are,
I
type
would
of
probably be
woman?
like this. Let me get this one. But you got us in a second date or what? Take advantage, make it a
and
second
you make
date,
the
papas.
second date move.
Oh, no, life-changing moments.
You know what I mean? So I think, so that would be my thing. If I invite you, I 100% am thinking I'm going to pay for it.
got this one.
Now, if you invite me, I'm not thinking that you're going to pay for it.
Right.
I'm for sure thinking I'm at least paying for my part.
Right.
And then I would probably pay the whole thing if I have the ability to.
Correct.
That's the other thing, ladies, that we want to keep in mind, and ladies and gentlemen, right? Because
Gents,
guys
100%.
too. I think it's also the situation of where am I financially wise?
dude.
Because can I afford the full?
Well,
date?
that crazy you said that because that happened to me, where a girl said, "Hey Jay, after work you want to go grab something to eat," and I wanted to because I liked her. Now, at first I didn't take it like she was asking me out on a date. I just took it like she wants to hang out with me after work, but I had no money, and so I was like, "I do, but can we hang out on Friday instead?" And then she was like, "Why? What's going on?" And I was embarrassed, but dude, ni modo. We're adults, and the truth. And I said, "Hey, the honest truth. The money I have right now, I don't have any to spare. It's to cover my bills, to cover my right here, my gas, even my lunch for the week. The honest truth is, I don't have anything left extra to out of the way. I'm in a budget right now. Oh no, I'm inviting you.
Ay. Bro, me
And
pongo las zapatillas. Vámonos, my boy.
No, I pulled up my dress.
I put on the red lipstick.
See, I was like, oh,
Se te va a dar hoy, papá.
just give me 1 second. See, it did make me feel a little bit like a lady, pero it was fine, no, because the food was. No, and she told me, where do you want to go eat?
Ay, príncipe.
Bueno,
Perro.
un king.
Nah, un príncipe.
Es que luego en los comments, principito.
Sí, pues.
Anyways, no, dude, that happened. So,
Yeah.
so what do I do? Because I felt embarrassed. I'm good with McDonald's, dude.
Yeah.
She's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah.
Unos sandwichitos de ahí la esquina. Ahorita, vamos a la casa, unos sandwichitos.
Dude, you know what's screw going? I have 2 Lunchables in the back. My kids didn't take them to school. Even my son was like, what kind of Lunchable is this piece of crap? So we went. She paid for me todo. Pero I did do this. On Friday, I was like, hey, let me get you. Let me invite you to pay you back.
Right.
Pero yeah, we went to Applebee's.
Ooh.
I like Applebee's. It's not, oh my God, pero I like it, you know. Right. And I'm not saying pero because I wanted to make it a little more like an actual date that time.
Right.
Pero I was super thankful, and it threw me off. Pero like I said, at first, I didn't see it like she invited me out on a date. She just invited me like a friend. So I was kind of like, okay, let's go, right? Pero imagine, como dices tú, if we are in the actual date,
Yeah.
and then she's like, you know what, Jay, let me cover this one.
That's amazing. That's a great thing to do. At least for me, I would take it like that, like you would. And I think so. The protocol for me would be whoever's asking
Correct.
should think that they're going to be the ones to pay it,
That makes sense.
unless you mutually understand that you ain't got it like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then let's break that stigma that the guys should be the ones to pay, I think, because a lot of the things that I'm seeing now, Jay, is there's a lot of blind dates, right? There's a lot of I like you, you like me on a match app.
Matching apps.
And then you go, so there's not really that conversation of, hey,
I don't really know you that
yeah,
well.
that friendship, and then, oh, let me take you out on a date.
Right.
It's more like we match, let's go on a date to see if we match.
Yeah.
You know, to see if we truly match.
Right, if we can hang out.
And so I think in those situations, it should be thought of as 50-50.
Correct.
I do believe.
I like that.
In those situations, 50-50. If I ask you out, then I'm going to pay. If you ask me out, then you're going to pay.
Should be that way.
It should be that way.
That's more like the fair way.
At least that's the fair way.
That's
I
fair.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And that's what we think as far as when it comes to who should pay the bill. But I do believe in chivalry. That's really cool as far as, you know, the guy being the one. But like I said, I think it has to do more with how the date is being presented, right, and processed, and who asks who and all that.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that one. And ladies, let us know. What do you think? Put it right there in the comments.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think the guy should just always pay?
Just
Do you agree with the 50-50? Let us know. Or, you know, do you pay for the meal and I'll put the tip?
Is it
This because I didn't know until I said it how that sounded, bro. I didn't know.
Just
I didn't know.
Así dijo. What about you? Just the tip. No, that's crazy, dude. That's insane. How do you feel about the tip?
I didn't know.
Oh, no me digas que no, ya valió.
Man.
Ya valió. Ya.
All right.
Getting
well,
canceled.
great question again. Thank you so much
guys.
for your questions. We really do appreciate
It's
it.
a great question.
All right, next question.
Thank you, viewer, for sending us this question. What I get from it is,
Yeah.
so they're normally, nowadays it's a little different because of the apps, ¿verdad? Pero normally, when you meet someone, there's a stage where you're talking. You're not really dating. You're not really even exclusive yet. But you're talking. You might have already went out dancing, maybe kissed a little bit because you were kind of drunk. So you're talking, but no one's doing the finalizing. Now, how long should this talking stage be is what I'm understanding from this question.
Gotcha.
Talking stage, dude? Damn. Mira, real off the gate, if me as a guy am talking to a girl, and the first month we've been conversating, I finally started hinting, and I'm like, hey, you want to go dancing? She brings her friend. Oh, okay. It kind of blocks the I want to make move energy. But if we've been hanging out, going out, we went to dinner, to dance, we kind of flirted a little bit, held hands because it was cute, whatever. I personally think that after about a month or two, you should know if this is someone you want to date. Or, like we said earlier, or is this someone you're going to tell them, hey, listen, dude, I have a great time hanging out, but I just don't want to take it because I'm not ready for the next stage. So I think there's not really a time frame. For me, it's 2 months. I like 2 months as in 2 months I should know if this is a date.
So you're saying basic minimum.
Minimum.
Minimum, you think by 2 months you should know kind
Yeah.
of already what we're
Give
looking at.
give them time. Because look, there's situations where you don't hang out or talk every day.
Yeah.
Especially when you're grown. When you're like in high school and stuff, you're talking every day on the phone. and-
Remember texting on the phone?
Dude, I mean, in high school, I didn't get to text because
Couldn't afford
cell
it.
phone wasn't like
Couldn't
that
aff-
yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Couldn't
no.
afford- Dude,
Nah,
back
nah.
in the days, your entire family and your tia and tios
Yeah.
were sharing one phone, one cell phone.
Dude. Your tío, because your tíos live in the same apartment complex.
Yeah.
So they figured, why do we even get a
Ve,
phone?
ve, dile a tu tía que te
Sí.
pase el teléfono.
So I didn't really text, but the house phone, hours, dude. Yeah, but what about you? You know?
Yeah, the house phone for sure, dude. Pero a mí sí me tocó, fíjate, the cell phone stage
The cell phone
where
era.
my parents had the cell phones.
Yeah.
Pero hubo el tiempo, no sé si te acuerdas, que it was past a certain amount of time, ya no te cobraban los minutes. Because back then, they would charge you per minute.
Yeah.
But then there was like after 9 p.m. or something like that, it was
Yeah.
unlimited.
Yeah.
So after 9 p.m., you can talk all you wanted or send all the messages.
Yep. Happy
And you were
hour.
like, because you had to do the dial pad, right? Which
Sí.
had the letters, so you were like, A, D,
God damn it.
da, 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 da. Dude, but you became a pro at the end.
Oh,
You were like,
no,
"Trrr."
yeah. 100%.
And, but yeah. Mira, now, I'm a Leo. For those who don't know. You might have seen in the last episode that we went through our zodiac signs, me and Jade.
Yeah.
Caballeros del
Zodiaco.
And we determined that I was fire.
No me digas que real life.
Fuego, right? Give me some fire stuff right now.
Super Saiyan.
Now, fire is unpredictable.
No, fire and it spreads.
You
crazy.
can't control it. You don't know. Sometimes it'll be a little fire. Other times you burn half of the forest down.
Ooh.
Right?
And if you can't just open the door
No.
on a fire, you
No,
have
no.
to check it. That's crazy.
Check on it. Hey, fire, how you doing? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that sounds like problems.
So, so my thing is, you go with the instinct, ¿me entiendes?
Es que
Because
read the
sometimes,
energy.
hey, guess what? The first day you talk, spark,
Enamorado.
se está quemando.
Estoy enamorado.
Other times, so slow fire.
See,
you know,
you're like. that-
una fogatita. You're getting your marshmallow ready
Hey,
en la fogatita. you're
Did you
just like-
talk to the chick? Yeah, we're rolling. We're rolling.
I think it's just different situations, ¿me entiendes?
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I do want to mention, and I hope that it makes sense what I'm about to say.
Okay.
If you have to think about it, at what point is the talking stage gonna? It's probably not for you.
I don't think you're on a talking stage.
You know what I mean?
anymore.
Does that make sense? Does it
So
make sense?
yeah, if you're like this, man, when is this guy gonna ask me out? He's
Right.
not.
He's
I think he's like, I like what we have. And,
either you have to decide it's not gonna happen, or you can do the more bold move and say you ask him out and
Right.
say, hey, by any chance, I like you.
Ooh, because dudes.
Ooh!
A little piece of advice, guys. Girls. Girls and guys. I think if you're
Yeah.
a girl, it's also annoying. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Pero don't say. Well, are you ever gonna ask me? Don't say.
No, never,
don't
never,
do
never,
that.
never, 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 never.
Don't do that because you're in a talking stage.
Never,
Sometimes the guys.
Never.
Sometimes we're nervous, dude. Entonces, when you say things like that, you're like, oh.
Yeah, never say that because that's definitely very off-putting, dude.
Mejor como dices, just throw yourself out there and be like, hey,
Yeah,
you know
dude.
what, dude? We've been hanging out for about 7 years.
Yeah, because we've
Three
been talking
kids?
for the past.
We have 3 kids together.
Me dijo mi ma que.
Sí. I was thinking when we did our daughter's quinceañera. Así, bro.
Torta de
No,
jamón,
I think
queso
it's better.
y jalapeños.
Ooh, tengo hambre. I think it's better to, like you said, do
Yeah.
the move and be like, hey, ¿sabes qué? We've been talking for
Yes.
a while and I want to date.
And this is why. If you tell the guy, when are you gonna ask me out? There's almost an 80% chance that he's gonna get off put by it,
Yeah.
and he's gonna say,
Ask you
"Nah,
out.
I'm good."
We were just hanging out, dude.
Then, if you ask him out, and you have at least, I would say at least a 50% chance
way
of
better
him being
chances.
like, "Oh, I'm just shy or nervous,
Yeah.
but I'm glad you brought it up. Thank
Dude,
you."
I've been wanting
Yeah,
to
let's-
ask. I just didn't know if we were there.
I don't
Because,
know, yeah.
ladies, you guys are way better at reading vibes
reading vibes
than
dude.
us guys.
I'll be honest with you, I'm clueless.
Dude. Like I said it before in episodes when...
The movie put the movie poster. Clueless.
A Clueless reference? Oh, perro. Andas con Toño.
I know movies.
know movies is great. Yeah, dude, because it's
Samuel Chalamet, me dicen.
no, no. Yo pensé que Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, that one actor that doesn't have my name. I could reference him.
I'm waiting for
The only one that I haven't referenced.
No, Samuel DiCaprio.
Gosling.
Gosling? No. Samuel Jackson guy. That's the guy you want to be. But yeah, no, 100%, dude. I agree. Throw yourself out there.
Yes.
And like we said, there's not a real time frame. Dude, y luego ya, es que también, bueno, there's so much to define, pero that's my final definition. Not a real time frame, but don't keep the girl waiting forever. Ladies,
100%.
if you're ready, jump in the water, dude.
Girls and guys, let's accept it. Si no te dicen que no, there it is. Nada de que maybe later, maybe I can change them.
Nah, guy, and that is the best advice that we're going to probably say throughout the whole pod is accept the answer for what it is.
Bamboozled. All right. Great questions. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
audience.
Great questions.
Next one. How does it make men feel when straight... Wow, this one's... Okay. Hold on, let me go.
Uy.
Es que se me vino a la mente.
Okay.
How does it make men feel when straight women turn bisexual after having no luck dating men?
That's crazy. Blew my mind.
So when they have no luck, when they don't lock their door, when they have no luck dating men, and they say, I'm gonna try the other flavors.
Okay, mira, this is deep, okay? But also, remember, it's just my personal... What do I know?
Yeah.
I'm not an expert. Pero this is my thought, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, that's what we're waiting for.
With traumas. Remember that I'm traumatized?
Yeah.
Don't forget that, okay? That's why my answer is going to be the next one.
But are you relentless?
I am relentless at the end of the day. My thought
How you doing?
is this. For a long time, I used to always also think, dude, what am I? These women that I date, what's wrong with them? You know, I used to think, and then I realized, hold on, dude, it might just not be them. It might just be me.
Oh, steep.
It's deep, dude.
That's
so
deep.
it's not that you're dating.
That's in there deep, dude. Oh,
all the way in, papas.
well, that's not what I said. I said deep. I didn't say all the way in. That's you. That came out of you. Clip it.
And you know what,
And
dude?
spread it.
You know what? Had it been all the way in, they wouldn't have to convert. Oh no! Again, guys,
Edit it.
I'm just a traumatized kid. What do I know about life?
Absolutely.
Pero yeah, that's my thought, dude. Sometimes if you really are trying, because dude, sometimes we're like, no, I was trying, but were you though? Were you really focused in here? Were you really giving the guy the real opportunity to show you what he got, you know, in life? And a lot of times I think if you're like, I don't think the answer is, oh, well, let me try the opposite sex. I don't think that's the answer. Unless you are attracted to the opposite sex. Then, yeah, you were in the wrong field. Because if the option here is, I might just try girls, then I think you're the problem because you're here and there. You need to put your foot, when it comes to already committing, no? If you're just dating and you're out there having fun, hey, do you, dude. But if you're thinking, I want to be serious now, you can't have your foot here and your foot here. You have to either jump in here fully or jump in here fully to get to a serious committed relationship.
And just really quick, Jake, because the question was, how does it make men feel that happens?
Hijuela, pues mira, if it was me...
Because then there's a follow-up question that says, does it concern men that dating pool for them is getting smaller because of that?
Oh, that's crazy. The good news, guys, if you're out there listening, the good news, guys, is that there is, I think, 8 to 10 women per guy in this world.
Is that true?
Something like
Is that
that.
a fact?
I haven't confirmed it, but there's like an actual number that there is more girls than guys. So, como dicen, there's plenty of fish in the water. So, guys, don't worry. I'm not worried. I'm not concerned because all that means is it has nothing to do with me. It's that person. They're not realizing, are you into men or are you into women? Like, make up your mind, dude. So that either I keep pushing forward to try to be with you, or you're going to leave me because I wasn't, according to you, good enough, or maybe you're not doing what you got to do, and you're going to date women. So in my mind, more than thinking, oh, damn, we lost one, no. I'm just like, oh, okay, she just didn't realize her thing is women, not guys. Yeah. And I move away. Good for you. We like the same things.
There you go.
Another thing we have in common.
Yeah, we have more in common now.
We should probably date because we have things in common now.
Yeah, no, my thing was going to be because maybe if you're dating that person, right, and they're bisexual or something like that, does that double the chance of them cheating on you? Because now they can cheat on you with men and women?
It does, dude. It really does. Because now, the pool is bigger. The options are more.
Their options are limitless. The only way it could bother you if you're a man, I think, for the most part, is if you're insecure in yourself.
It has to be,
You know what I mean? Because then you're like, oh, pero ¿cómo que ahora ya les están gustando también las mujeres?
Because this
güey?"
is the thing. If you think that you are the one that changed this women,
Right.
you think that's insane, dude. You
That's
think you have
insane.
too much power. You don't.
Right, you
And
don't.
women, if you're like, after dating this guy, I turned lesbian. That's also crazy because you really think that guy controls you. That's in here. That's you, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure, dude. I don't think it should affect the guys. I don't feel any type of way about it. Like I said, there's way too many women. Enough for us guys and enough for you ladies. If you guys want a couple
Yeah,
of
we
them,
can share. We can share.
Hey.
There's enough women for everybody here.
we can all have one or two.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, no. I guess
no.
personally, no, it doesn't affect me.
Doesn't affect it at all.
At least now you have more homies too.
At least now I have someone to talk about other girls.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Are men scared of getting a prostate exam because they'll like it?
Dude, what is going on? What is going on? Hey, viewers, no te pases.
Oh my God! I
Well,
never
hey,
even thought about that. Wow. Now I am.
But see, actually, I wasn't scared.
Wasn't scared, but now that's gonna be the only thought in my mind once I do have to get one.
Así.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it.
Can you double check? Can you double
Like
check?
the shot of Dumb and Dumber when Harry's in the toilet, he's just like,
Yeah. Oh, dudes, I think it's the same thing. Like when, and obviously not the same. Bueno, no kinda is that porque prostate's for cancer.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure. And women check their boobies for.
oh yeah.
And I heard that it's uncomfortable, that it sucks, right? So I think that's it right there.
What about when they just go for checkups? They don't.
I don't know. I've never been there. I've never. You know what? I think I'm in the wrong career.
Oh, okay.
Well,
The gynecologist, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They go to the gynecologist.
Yeah. The gynecologist guy, probably one of the most amazing guys out there.
Wow.
Having a
Thank
great
God
life.
you're not gynecologist, because my God, gee. Wow, you belong in jail.
Dude, I'm turning myself into the authorities.
But yeah, I mean, oh man.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't think about it like that. I just think about it like I just need to get checked because I don't want to have cancer.
It's because I can't even imagine why that would not be uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Oh, it has to suck, dude. There's no way that you get your prostate checked and you're like, there's no way, dude. No, but you can't like it, dude, because it's not sexual. It's an actual, you're getting checked, dude. And when you do a physical, the doctor lady, because when you get a physical, it's a doctor lady.
Yeah.
She's going to grab your area. And she's going to grab it. And do you are you performing? Nah, dude, you're just standing there like, just check me so I can leave, aguitado. Hell aguitado, just standing there, pants down to your ankles. The lady looking at you like, damn, that's all you brought? Pero bueno, easy. When, last physical I got, the lady said, oh, this is going to be an easy one. So I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I thought it was kind of messed up, pero it is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, so wow, that was a good question.
Yeah,
Hilarious,
for
by
sure.
the way. So thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
that. Why do men pretend to punch things? No, pretend to punch you. Oh, when men pretend to fight your girl, you're just like in front of them, and you're just like da 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 da.
But because men have an extended imagination, right? So we don't want to hit you, dude. Right? We're just
Not
playing.
always.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, pero in real life, we're just swinging in the air.
Yeah.
It's fun, dude. It's fun.
It's kind of an outburst of energy, a
Yeah.
little bit, kind of like.
It's like love.
Es más, cariños.
Yeah.
Son cariños.
When you go to a little baby, oh, this little baby is so cute. That's what it is.
That's what it is. If your guy is like punching you in the air, just he's going, oh my God, you're so cute. I love you so much.
you're
my
pretty,
boo.
dude. And when I think about you, this is
You
how
look
I-
so good right now.
this-
You look,
And you know what?
you look so good.
Don't move though. Don't move because it's calculated. So
Yeah.
we're this close. If you move,
The closer, the better. The closer, the more the love.
if you're
It's a crazy line between love and hatred.
if you're
Because
guy,
if there's contact, well, you went too far.
if you can feel the air, right? That's kisses.
Yeah, air
Love
kisses.
kisses.
Air kisses.
But if you move, boom, that's on you. That's on you.
Well,
That's not. No, es que you
Sounds
shouldn't move.
like, well. All right, so let's start getting into the deeper stuff, right?
I know.
All right, we got a video one. So
All right.
let's watch this video clip and answer this question. Here we go.
Cool.
Ok, yo tengo una pregunta. Como hombre, ¿qué opinan del 50 y 50 en una relación? Gracias, saludos.
Oh, thank you for your question.
Thank you for your video question. That's
awesome.
appreciated. That's very awesome.
It was in Spanish, so we'll translate real quick. Anyone know Spanish here? ¿Qué opinan del 50%, 50-50 en una relación? So, in a relationship, how do you feel about going 50-50?
I would imagine everything, right? Bills,
Everything. Bills,
food,
yeah. ¿Qué hacer? Chores.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, mira, because earlier we spoke about 50-50 maybe by paying the bill. That's different. Pero here, when you are in a full relationship, I think nowadays it's kind of forced upon us. Because I remember, like, for example, when my parents, when we were younger, my mom didn't have to work. She worked sometimes because she wanted to. Pero my dad was the one always working. So it was expected for my mom to handle the house chores. Because my dad wasn't there. Because he had to go work.
Daddy wasn't there to change my underwear, to take me to the fair. Daddy wasn't there.
So for sure, I like it. If you both work, right? Especially nowadays, kid, we can't even
Right,
afford.
most people have to have
Ooh,
both.
it's crazy.
Yeah, both have to work.
Entonces, if you get home at 3:30, let's say, but your wife, because she goes in later because she takes the kids in the morning, she don't get out till 6 or 7. Dude, you're home. I think make the food, bro.
Right.
Make the food. Eat. When your wife comes in, she can handle the dishes while you put the kids to bed. O sea, unfortunately, the lifestyle we live nowadays forces us to split the chores 50-50, dude. And that way, the other person doesn't feel too tired also. ¿Me entiendes? But if you get the privilege, either the woman or the guy, to be a stay-home parent or a stay-home in the relationship, pues, hey, load yourself up a little bit more because you know how stressful it is. Work, bills, money. Entonces, if you have that luxury and that privilege to stay home, load 70-30. Which that 30 is big because it's up to you if we're going to eat or not. The provider. But if the load literally is 50-50, which I like, again. Porque, dude, mira, I learned this when I got my first divorce and I had to cook for my children and everything. I got satisfaction from it. I got a certain satisfaction from, dude, I did this and my kid, oh, Dad is so good. Like, I got some satisfaction. And then later on when I got into my new relationship and we moved in together, that happened where she wouldn't get home till 8, sometimes past 8. We're not just going to sit there and starve until she gets in. 50-50, papas. She would get in and I'm like, here's your plate. I got you because I understand where you're coming from. A lot of times she would drop the kids off in the morning. I'd pick them up after work. 50-50 so that your home or your life can function. I like it. I say yes.
I agree with the 50-50, but 50-50. So when we say 50-50, like you said, sometimes, most of the time now, both people have to work. But sometimes you do have the ability for one person to not to work.
Right.
Not necessarily the woman. Sometimes it can be the men or whoever your other partner is. Whoever's staying at home, if you're going to do your 50, that means that you have to cover 50% of the... So that might mean doing all the chores at home. You know what I mean? What I would do if I was the one staying at home is, okay, if my man works 8... Well, if my man or my woman, right, works 8 to 10 hours, yes?
Right.
Normally. 8 to 10 hours of the shift, right? That means that I'm going to put 8 to 10 hours at home.
Of work
at home. chores,
Agreed,
right?
agreed.
I'm gonna wash the dishes. I'm gonna wash the clothes. I'm gonna get the bed ready. I'm gonna vacuum. I'm gonna pick up the kids. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give them lunch. I'm gonna do all those things that I can cover in the span of 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
And then after that, just like the person that I'm with, once they come home and they're like, it's time for me to rest because I've been working this entire time. Okay, then I get to rest too, right? I don't have to be
Let's
on
both
duty.
relax.
I don't have to be on work 24/7,
Right.
like you do. And then, because if you have small children, let's say you have a baby,
Yeah.
then you both at that time he comes back. Now that time is divided between both of you because you've been taking care of them. But now you can't say like, oh, you're home, so now you take care of them.
Right. No, give him a minute. Give him a minute.
You both have to still share that time. So it has to be 50-50 at all times. It has to be where it's not that the other one's doing more. You guys should come to an agreement of, hey, because another thing that I've noticed is, yeah, you can say it's 50-50.
Right.
But let's say if I was at home, I can get something done within an hour.
Correct.
And then, but if you're taking 3 to 4 hours to do the same thing, then that's not really 50-50
Right, that's
because
not
now
50-50.
you're just taking too long and
You're
there's-
slacking it.
It's a little complicated, right?
Yeah.
It's not as simple
It's
as
deeper than
Yeah.
just saying, yeah, do it. Because too, a lot of people say, oh, well, tampoco I don't want to be taken advantage of. Pero I think we're looking at it wrong, right? Because I can also say, no, pues, I went to work and all my paycheck te lo llevan aquí and I don't get nothing in return. I could also say that.
Yeah.
Pero no, because you're like, no, dude, I went to work with love. It's my family, dude. I gotta handle business. And then so if you, like you said, mom or dad or men or women, you get to stay at home. Do the same thing. You know what? When my lady gets home or when my guy gets home, I don't want them trying to take a shower in this dirty shower. Nah, dude. Boom, te lo limpias.
And let me tell you right now, Jay, because this is something that I found that's extremely important, people. Extremely important. This is something that I've learned over the years. And there's nothing I think more important than this, which is communication in the part of telling each other what you're feeling, what's going on. Because sometimes you go, nah, pero no, you're not washing the dish after
Yeah.
you're not doing your part, right? Your mind, you're thinking you're not doing your part, and the other person's thinking that you're not doing your part, and so you're both clashing, but not telling each other what's going on.
Sí, porque you're at the, you're at
And
the
when you're asleep, you're just like,
Yeah,
oh,
but-
I just want to.
Porque you're at the store. Because you're at the store. You know what? Can you grab me one of those sneakers? Why don't you grab it? You didn't even do the dishes.
Well,
and you're
that
like,
sounds like trauma right there.
no, it's okay. You're bringing it in. If you had talked about it
Right.
before, you're not bringing it out at the store like, pues deja los calzones tirados ahí all the time. And then the lady at the cashier is looking at you like, híjole, got you there, but. And you're like, hold on, dude, can we talk about this at home? Entonces, if at home, you make this, you tell your girl like, hey, do what you can.
Sí, porque si le dices tú, hey, baby, you know what? No tengo mi ropa lista, la cupo. Is there any way you can wash maybe the clothes más early or something?
Yeah.
And then she go, oh, sorry, es que I have my routine, pero I'm going to change it to...
Yeah, I got you, dude.
Nunca sabes. It could just be a matter of, I just didn't know.
I just
Now
didn't
that
know you
now that
needed
you
that.
told me, I will do that for you. No worries. Because you were thinking the whole time like, oh, my girl sucks. She slacks it.
dude. And this is
same for the
thing.
guy.
Both of us need to understand this, girls and guys, is when the significant other brings something to you, don't a lot of us, unfortunately, when we get when our significant other says something to us, we're in the defense already. Nah.
Yeah.
Relax. A ver, mija, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Oh, babe, it's because something's wrong with my tire. Ah, okay. I got you. I'm going to check it this weekend. No, babe, actually, I got you. And actually, guys, ni modo. Make the effort. Porque just how we want them to sometimes do.
Do it with love.
Do it
dude.
with love,
Do it with
dude.
love. Never.
With love.
I think that should be a very important thing that Javier's saying right now, or Jay. Sorry. When you're not only when you're saying it and when you're receiving it, receive it with love.
With love,
If you're gonna
dude.
tell somebody something about what's going on and you're like giving feedback or whatever you want to call it. Say it with love, right? Don't be like, hey, no, pues es que tú no haces nada. No.
No.
Hey, baby, you know what? I just wanted to see you and let me know what you think about this. Y igual, cuando te están diciendo, hey, you know what, Sam? It's because I feel like you're slacking or I'm picking up all the weight and you're not helping me. Receive it with love. Don't receive it like they're telling you off. Receive it like, oh, they're concerned, they need help, and they're coming to me. And that's how I should receive it, como dice Javier, not in defense. Like,
Not defense.
why are you gonna tell me? Who are you to tell me? Now it's more
dude,
like,
that's insane.
oh, my girl, right? My partner needs me.
Oh shoot, babe.
I got you.
See, porque a lot of times, dude, and this happened with us brothers too before, where we're like, damn, dude, I'm feeling this type of way. Oh shoot, bro, no, crazy, you said it, and then the other person tells you something, and you're like, and here I was
Thinking
about to say, dude, you suck, man, you
Right.
never got my back, and then go to find out your brother or your whoever is going through something too.
Yeah.
And here we were this whole time thinking,
communication, people.
Communication,
It's
people.
key.
It's
Mira,
key.
Grab the the key
Is the
floats
key
down.
to the ignition.
You know?
Communicate.
Awesome. So communication. But yeah, 50-50, that's what we think. I think
50-50.
it's a very positive thing. I think we should definitely do
We
it.
should look into it.
All right. So awesome. Thank you so much for that
Thank
question.
you.
We
Great
appreciate
video, eh?
you. And I think we
Appreciate
have
that.
another one. So we have a back-to-back
Oh,
questions.
nice.
Here we go.
The question said, why do men rather leave a good woman?
Okay, sisters. Listen up, sisters.
Why do men rather leave a good woman
Right.
instead of trying to work on themselves?
Honestly, I
Too real.
have an easy answer.
Easy answer, baby. Bring it in.
It's the man. O sea, it's the personal man. I think we're thinking about it as why do men, right?
Right.
But I think what should be your question is why did this man? Because I don't think that's all men kind of a situation.
Like a general question.
Right, a general situation.
Oh, general scenario.
Scenario. I think it's more of an individual because I think very easily you could possibly say the same thing about women. Where
Right.
if you've been with a woman who rather, hacer something else than work on themselves. So I don't think that's a gender situation. I think that's more of a
personal
individual.
Yeah,
situation.
because the other person can think, nah, pues no va a cambiar, I'm leaving. And the other person can think the same thing about you. But that's why I think it's so important what you said earlier. I think it was a couple episodes back. I think it was that Valentine's episode. I don't remember. But when you said the person that you're going to pick to be your person, you need to make sure that you evaluate this person and say, there's a couple flaws there, but I can deal with them. Because I don't think we can change
flosses
the
or
person.
flaws?
Floss. Porque you know what? Flosses is crazy.
Yeah, the flosses. I was like, well, they need to floss. Sometimes.
Yeah, también obviously make sure they're flossing, porque si no, that's nasty.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So if you make sure you pick, like Sam said before, if you make sure you pick a person that is very close to the person that you're wanting, then you don't have to worry about them trying to change.
Yeah, and really quick, Jay, because I think that it's a very deep question.
It's deep, dude.
And I will say it from my personal perspective and point of view.
After this, I'm gonna call my therapist. Jesus.
The thing is, it's very important to understand. I think it got lost when it comes to relationships that you become one, right? When you go into a relationship or get married, let's say, you're one now. You both are now united.
Right.
And I think that that's not a great way to think about things. Correct. I think you should still, you have to understand that you're a person and the person you're with, they're also an individual person. They have their own feelings. And it's not you're one. It's
one.
You're them. You're yourself. They're themselves.
Yeah, you're still you.
And then you do come together when it comes to the marriage, but you're still individuals. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I see it like this. So you're you. You get married. You don't become one, but you combine your life.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't have 2 apartments. We have one. We don't have maybe 2 bank accounts. We have one. Pero you still by yourself go to work, and you go to work by yourself.
Individually,
so you're still
you're your own
frustrated
person.
individually. You still have to go through tests.
And you still have to work on yourself. I don't think that's ever going to
never
stop.
stop, dude.
Like, I think you constantly have to change. You constantly have to grow, mature, learn, come up, become wise.
And guys, if the person you're with is telling you, obviously, if you have like an addiction or something, but see, that's something you need to change. You need to try to work on yourself, obviously. Pero if your personality is, you're a little quiet, because that's the way you are, and the person wants you to be, hey, no, pues más. Then, like Sam said before, then maybe that is the clue that tells you right away, ooh, this is not for me.
And you know what, dude? I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial.
That's wild.
But we're controversial in Relentless Traumas.
No, Relentless Traumas.
We say things.
Es
we don't go with the flow.
It's chisme, pa.
Mira, bro, sometimes it's not meant to be. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it.
We
Because
force it.
a lot of times we say, they're going to change, right?
Yeah.
Then, por ejemplo, in this question, why didn't they change? Sometimes hey, guess what? That's who they are. They don't need to change because that's who they are. So that's why I said before, when you're picking somebody, you need to make sure you know who they are. Don't just base it off of, it's because they're nice. Oh, it's
They're
because
cool.
this. One or two things that you like about them, or it's because they like me.
He's a hard worker.
He's a hard worker. No, make sure you go deep because later on you learn the real self.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I don't like this person. I want the person that. So make sure you do find out who they are because, again, like I said, a lot of times we go, oh, you should change, right?
Yeah.
And they're not gonna change because that's
not.
who they are. How are you
That's
gonna
how they
change who you are?
And we don't think about this. Also think about that person, how they feel. Wait, I need to change? Damn. I'm not good enough. What the hell was I? This is when we dated. This is me. I was just trying to charm you so you can say yes when we want to get married, right? Now that we're married, now I'm trying to move to the next step of life, which is life, car payments, todo. So obviously I'm a little different than when I didn't have
Yep.
all these things. Entonces, super important. That was key when you said that. The person you're picking. That's why, dudes, take your time, guys. Take your time. Relax. Girls
Dude.
and guys, take your time. Get to know each other. And don't forget what Sam said right now. It's you. That's who you are.
And let's not be selfish. Let's think about both parts here. Yes, I completely agree. Think about yourself as well and
For sure,
what you need and
for
all
sure.
that. But let's not always victimize the other person.
Correct.
Oh, it's your fault that we're falling apart. Oh, it's your fault that nothing's working out. Oh, it's you. Make sure we look in ourselves first as well, and make sure that we're also doing what we need to do. But at the end of the day, I think, hey, if it's not working out, and like I was saying, you're expecting that person to change, and because they're not changing, you're like, oh, well, this is not working out because you're not changing. That's not the answer. Sometimes you gotta let it go. Flowers wither. Flowers die. When they die, you let them go.
Se
Déjalo.
la lleva el viento. I think this, to end this question, great question, by the way.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. Sometimes dudes, right? No, es que, porque there's different things that you don't like about someone. And sometimes it could be very minimum. Sometimes it's just about you. Pero look, like an example, I'm going to use myself. Before, I was very frustrated, very, very stressed out. So when my lady at the time would ask me something, my response would be like, pues mija, obviously, hey, why do you always have to do, hey. And then she would tell me, but why are you answering me like that?
Right. Yeah.
And then I would be like, you're right.
Sí, cierto.
You're right.
Yo.
But then I would tell her too, okay, mira, then I think here it's a thing of both of us. You're right. That shouldn't be my first answer. My first answer is to be like, como mija, this and that. Okay, because this and that. Now, if you keep, okay, obviously now we're both going to explode, but we don't want to get there. So I think it should be more like this. Mijo, I know you're going through stuff right now, pero you know what? Sometimes when I ask you if you can do something for me, you kind of answer me a little.
Right,
more.
a
And I'm
little.
not saying walking eggshells. I'm just saying be like, okay, mija, pero can I have a minute right now? I need to do this. You got it. And then now we need to be respectful and say, let me give them the actual minute, right? Don't say, well, I got to ask you again. No. Don't ask no more till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Also, like Sam said, we both need to work on this.
Let's be always conscious of both sides, right?
Both sides.
Not just yourself, what I need. No, también, there's two people in the partnership.
Two people, dude.
So let's keep
Two people.
Let's keep the mind of both of us. And but like I said again, I think it's very important to talk it out and see if you can fix it, right? And a lot of times, like I mentioned, a lot of times we expect, no, but you need to change. People don't change. So sometimes you have to think, can I live like this?
Yeah.
Or am I better off just not, leaving it?
Yeah.
And that sometimes is the answer. Just leave it. It is what it is.
It is what, porque it's also messed up if you change, right? You change.
What was the
and
question?
then
I already forgot.
the one that they did is why do men leave a good woman instead of changing?
Gotcha.
Entonces, maybe you think you are a good woman. And maybe the man that's with you thought you were too. And you're not. And maybe, like I said, that's why you can't ask someone to change. You have to look within first.
Piojos, amigo, eso estuvo duro. Le pegaste con una piedra. Eso estuvo duro. But yeah, let's never. One thing I can assure you, you ain't perfect because nobody is.
No one's perfect.
So let's not think let's not go into a mindset of I'm doing everything fine, I'm doing everything great, I'm doing everything perfect, so you must be the one who's failing.
Yeah, let's not do
Let's
that.
never think that way because we're not. Nobody's perfect, so we always have to look at each other's flaws and then make a. But yeah. Anyways, great question.
Great question.
Thanks so
Thank
much. I
you.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
We have one more video question. Let's go ahead and play it. Here we go.
Tengo una pregunta para todos los caballeros. ¿Por qué engañan a la persona que está a su lado? ¿Por qué no decir antes me voy o se termina la relación? ¿Por qué llegar al engaño?
That's one of the easiest I've ever heard. That's super easy.
That's super easy.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Or me.
so
You want me to do it?
well, yeah, translate.
All
You
right.
know?
Okay. Well, basically, right?
Yeah.
The señorita here is saying, why does the man have to cheat on his woman or his
Right.
lady, his partner, instead of leaving it, cutting it, and then going in search of other women? Why do they stay in the pretty much? Why are you in the relationship? Stay in the relationship and cheat instead of just leaving.
Instead of just calling it, instead of
Which-
saying, ¿sabes qué? Se acabó.
Makes sense.
Se acabó. El fuego se acabó. Y te vas. ¿La voy a contestar en español? No. La voy a contestar en inglés.
Tampoco. La voy a contestar en chino.
The reason, young lady, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
The reason some men cheat on their wives or their girlfriends is it's because he's a bad person.
And because you asked it in Spanish, yo sí la voy a responder en español.
Sí. En español.
Básicamente tu pregunta es fácil. Una, no te ama de verdad.
Correcto.
Así de simple, perdón. Pero a los que las han engañado y les dicen después el que los engañó que las ama, no es cierto.
No es cierto.
Es obvio que no es cierto. Perdón. Esa es la realidad.
Yep.
Segundo, son cobardes. ¿Por qué? Porque uno que es cobarde, en vez de ir y decirle a su mujer,
Enfrentar.
¿sabes qué? Enfrentar las consecuencias de el quebramiento, ¿no? Y tener que pasar por todo eso,
Todo el
prefieren engañar al secreto porque piensan que eso es verdad. Es la más,
Es más
es la
fácil.
verdad, es lo más
Es lo más
fácil.
fácil.
Es mucho más fácil que
Cobarde.
ir y enfrentar, quebrar con alguien.
Eres un cobarde.
Nomás ir a engañarlo porque estás muy cómodo.
Sí.
¿Por qué? Porque tienes todo. Tienes la esposa que está ahí cuando tú quieres y para lo que tú quieres.
Cuida a los niños mientras andas
Y luego tienes tu amante acá al lado cuando tú
No.
quieres y para lo que tú quieres. Entonces, es fácil. No hay amor. Es lo más fácil. Son cobardes y son malas personas.
Yep.
Es todo. No hay excusa.
No hay.
Que porque sí me ama, pero hubo un tiempo de, ¿cómo se dice?
de enfriamiento.
¿Verdad? Hubo un... No. No es nada de eso. Con eso que te acabo de decir, es la verdad. Y acéptenlo. Y el
Y-
que no lo acepte, perdón.
Y sí, y yo me voy a poner como ejemplo. Ni modo, en este podcast decimos la mera neta.
En este podcast
Porque
decimos
estamos-
la
porque
mera
estoy
verdad,
traumado. Mírame mis
padre.
ojos. Hay trauma.
Hay trauma.
Hay trauma.
Hay trauma, terror,
De hecho,
vejez, enfermedad.
mejor, ¿sabes qué? Mejor no me mires a los ojos ya. Mejor no. Oye, no, mira, a mí me pasó esto. Yo tenía una novia. Nomás he tenido 2 novias toda mi vida. Y tenía mi novia y, como dijo Samuel, Sam, yo, cuando andaba con esta muchacha, en vez de ser valiente, porque eso es lo que es, eso es un acto de cobardía, hombres. Es mejor ser valiente, aunque te suden las manos, aunque te estés nervioso, todo tenso. Es mejor ser valiente y decirle a tu pareja, ¿sabes qué, dude? Ya no. Sorry, dude, se me acabó. Lo que sentía por ti no lo siento y te quiero dejar porque no quiero engañarte o hacer algo así. Porque a veces, chavos, yo entiendo, te saluda alguien en el trabajo o algo así. Entonces tú dices, ay, aquí hay química. Y te distraes con esa persona en vez de decir, ok, entonces acá ya se acabó. O ahí es donde tú vas a decir, espérate. No, yo no soy cobarde. Y voy a ir a arreglar cosas con mi mujer. Porque cuando recién empezamos, estábamos con todo. Déjame ir a ver qué está pasando aquí, ¿verdad? Bueno, yo hoy cometí ese error. Empecé a hablar con otra muchacha y todo. Lo bueno que nomás era una novia. No hay hijos, no hay nada. Entonces, como quiera se rompió, no pasó nada. Pero estoy seguro que hubo un tiempo emocional donde tanto ella como yo fue muy estresante, aunque yo era el que estaba mal ahí. A eso me pasó. Estábamos teniendo un mal momento, yo y mi novia, y alguien empezó a hablar conmigo y dándome consejos, ya sabes, el típico situación que pasa, la típica situación. Y nos terminamos dando un beso, y cosas así. Pero yo dije, no, ¿sabes qué? Nah. Dude, le dije a la muchacha, es que sorry, dude, yo no puedo hacer esto, yo no soy así, yo no soy así, yo no quiero que se salga esto y la gente crea que yo soy una persona que pone los cuernos porque yo no soy así. Entonces yo fui con mi novia del momento y le dije, ¿sabes qué, dude? Pasó esto, esta es la mera verdad. Más zarra, porque si nomás desde el principio le digo, creo que ya se acabó esto, nomás. Y ya, no, pero también tú, la pareja, hombre o mujer, también cuando alguien te dice, ¿sabes qué? Creo que esto ya se acabó, acéptalo, dude. Porque a veces, no, hay que trabajarlo. ¿Y qué pasa después? Te ponen el cuerno. Entonces, hay que aceptarlo. Entonces, yo hablé con mi pareja, ¿sabes qué, dude? Lo siento mucho, me enfrié, ya no quiero estar en esta relación, cortamos. Y luego le dije, y aparte pasó esto. Y es la mera verdad.
Y así pasa.
Y pasó una vez, no es como que andaba de...
Wow.
Bueno, una vez cuando tenía, no.
Una vez ese año, pues.
Ese año. Ajá. Y entonces terminamos. Y fíjate, yo me sentí más mejor, ya se acabó todo ese problema. La otra muchacha, de hecho, con la otra muchacha no anduve con ella. Porque yo pensé, tú sabías que yo tenía novia.
Yeah.
Tú sabías. Y tú me pusiste en esa
Oye,
situación.
Jay, pero déjame te hago una pregunta aquí nomás rapidito.
A ver,
A
pa.
little quick question. When you break up with a girl, is it always the girl says, I understand, it is what it is, you have a good rest of your life and take care? Or is it a movie and she goes, why, where, who, when, where, how, where? Did I always say where? Who?
And when, I know you were saying when.
Right? And give me
yeah,
all the
mira,
details, give me a speech.
Dude, I hate it.
Did you have a dream?
Yeah, dude. No, I hate it porque it is true. I wish I can say, dude, I've broken up with some girls and yeah, they're usually like, hey, I understand. Thank you for telling me now porque I was in here. I was in here and I was going to commit to you. So thank you. You have a good life. I hope the best for you. Yeah. Because then that lets me know, damn, that girl did like me. She really cared for me. Bueno, ni modo. Move on. Pero, unfortunately, hey, ¿sabes qué? I'm sorry to do this to you, but it's not working out for me.
¿Cómo, Javier Alejandro?
Así.
Javier Alejandro, ¿qué me estás diciendo ahorita?
No, o sea, what?
Es
Porque
que-
now you're scared.
Así
Now
es,
you're
es,
terrified.
es que eres un cobarde. Eres una
no,
rata.
No, dilo, ya tienes a otra, dilo. Crazy stuff.
Ah, o sea, es que andas teniendo, ¿verdad? Relaciones con otra.
Ah,
¿Quién es la puerca?
Qué raro que empezaste tu trabajo nuevo y ahora ya no quieres estar conmigo.
Well, that sounded real.
Pero, yeah, dude.
And just to the comment that I had made, right?
Right.
Guys, in English, because I said it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Guys are coward. The guy is a coward. He doesn't love you.
Mm-hmm.
And other things that I said, whatever. And the Hammer of Truth says that girls don't play.
Don't play, baby.
Girls cheat too.
A ver, ¿por qué? Sí, pues ahí en el comments.
The comment that I made in Spanish and in English isn't just for men.
Not just for guys.
It's for women as well.
Yeah, women, I've heard this before. I think I said it here. I got cheated on, but yeah. And I heard this before. It's because you don't give me enough attention. Couldn't you just let me go? And be like, ¿sabes qué, Jay? You're not cutting what I'm looking for. Bye, papas. And then you go on, and it's not cheating. You're just going with your life. And men understand, okay? Women understand.
Well, for the most part.
For the most
There's
part.
a man that
There's-
go a little psycho. So. But that's women too.
But I'm saying try to understand. Not that you do, but I'm saying try to understand the other person, especially when they're trying to finalize something. Yeah, accept it. Pero no, cheating is not okay. You shouldn't cheat on your partner. Don't cheat. Dude,
Not approved.
it's super easy to just break up with someone. I understand if you're married and have kids, think about what you're doing. But if you really are out there,
And
vamos.
women understand that it's better to
Women.
break up, go through that awkward or awful situation, go through the
gonna suck,
speech,
pero-
go whatever. But it's 100 times going to be better than the cheating, and then you get caught. So don't do that.
Great
Awesome.
question.
Thank you for the question.
Muchas gracias.
We got some quick ones. Let's just rapid fire these because it is time to wrap up the episode. This one says, ¿por qué los hombres dicen que quieren una mujer atractiva, inteligente, trabajadora, segura, de sí misma, que sepa lo que quiere e independiente, pero cuando llega la dejan ir? Translate real quick, Drew.
Why do men want and ask for a smart, intelligent, independent, successful woman, but when they get it, they let her go? Two quick answers. One for me would be maybe a little intimidation, right? Sometimes
crazy.
these women can be strong. And if you're not strong character, you can get intimidated and you don't want to be with that woman. Two, if you're too independent, then you don't need me.
I think easy answer for me is you're not. I think the guy that you're with isn't compatible. I think you guys think you're compatible, but you're not.
You're not.
A lot of times, men that want that, they still want their place though. They still want to feel like the man. Sometimes there are men that are like, no, I want a woman that takes care of everything and does her thing, and we don't really need to hang out that much. She can do her thing with her girls. I'm gonna do my thing with my guys. But then there's men that, yes, they want them to be independent because they can take care of things, but at the same time, need me. I am here to protect you. I want to feel like a man, right? I want you to make me feel like a man. So a lot of times it's about compatibility. Make sure you are with the person that is like that.
Yeah.
Because it's not that they're like, oh, I thought I wanted this, but no, this is not what I wanted. No, I think it's more like I want some parts of it and some parts I don't. And so communicate that. Again, communication.
Right.
So that you know what exactly the type of independent woman that they want. Because that means a lot of things. And it doesn't just mean, oh, I'm independent, I'm self-sufficient.
Successful money-wise.
It could mean other things. Because there's a lot of successful women and men that still like to do be at home, do all those things, even though they are independent.
Yeah.
So hay estilos, hay tipos. Make sure you're the one with the compatible one. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I like it.
¿Por qué los hombres son tan fáciles de manipular? You're talking about weak men, first of all. Second of all, immature men. And I think that's women and men. I'm sorry, but I don't think it's just men.
Because if your thought process is, I can manipulate this guy, that says a lot about you too.
So I think it's more about the individual who is weak-minded. Let's keep that in right. Let's keep that weak-minded, and that's literally the only reason I can think of somebody being manipulated is because they're weak-minded.
He's a boy. He's not a man.
Yep.
A lot of times, the style of manipulation is not necessarily that you're so smart and clever. It's just that the guy, he loves and cares. And it could be even a woman, right? The guy knows that the woman loves him so much, so he manipulates her and cheats and does these crazy things. But it's like he said, it's because you know that the person don't want to hurt back and you want to take advantage of it. It's more like gandallón, taking advantage. Don't do that.
Yep.
Don't do that. Don't manipulate. And like I said, if you're manipulating a man, he's weak. He's not a real man. Man, work in your mind, work with yourself, be confident. Trust in yourself, in your brain.
And for all my men and women that, they consider as weak-minded, let's say, think about yourself. A lot of times, like our producer said, it's because I don't want to hurt the other person.
Right.
We need to stop thinking that way.
Yep.
Because of those things, we don't want to hurt the other person, but then the other person takes advantage of them or of us because of that thought. So next time when you don't think that way. Oh, I don't want to hurt them. It's better that you're real and that you say what it is and act the way you need to act than to not want to hurt the other person. Because then, at the end of the day, you're not hurting them, but now they're thinking that you're a very easy person and they look down upon you.
And at the end of the day, you will hurt them.
It is going to hurt.
You will hurt them because manipulation won't work. You can only stay together like that for so long before it blows up.
Dude, this next one, you ready? Los hombres de verdad aman. Yeah.
Blow my brains out.
And again, muy simple, very simple. Simple. Dude, not only do we love. All right, as a man personally. But personally as a man, the love that I give is the type of love where I'm willing to sacrifice myself for my partner and my family. That's the level of love that I would rather. Check this out. This is personal, and I don't know if this is every guy or not, but I would rather be unhappy for the rest of my life as long as I know that my family and including my partner, obviously, because I believe that they're your family, are happy. I'm willing to sacrifice my happiness. I'm willing to put in the work, sacrifice my body to make sure that they're happy. And the thing is, the crazy thing is, and the paradox or whatever you would call it, the irony of that is that it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Doing all those things and making sure that my family is happy makes me happy. Yeah. So it's not really that I'm sacrificing because that's how I'm happy. But, we love to a fault, you would say.
This is the thing. Men love very different from a woman.
100, I agree with that.
Men love physically, okay? What do I mean by this? Like Sam just said, I will work myself to death for you. I will hurt whoever. I will do what I have to do with love, right? And women, a lot of times, are more, I love you, right? Hug you. I want to hold
Yeah.
your hand. I give you spontaneous kisses.
Oh, you're so handsome.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's women love, and
look so
that's
good.
fine.
Oh.
That's fine. But men, you sometimes think,
Actions.
does he love me? No, you have to understand how men love in order to be able to understand the answer.
And this is the thing, Jay, that I found out throughout, my relationships.
A lot of them, by the way.
1.5, you would say. Lion King 1.5.
Hey, let's
Dig a ton, dig a ton, whatever. I don't think we can understand how women love, and I don't think men can understand how. I mean, I don't think women can understand how men love.
Correct.
And I don't think that's a problem. I don't think we should have to understand. I
We don't
think
need
we
it.
just have to comprehend and accept it for what it is and be like and look at those keys, right? Oh, mira, he went to work today for us and he took us out or aquí you put the mandado, oh, tenemos por el mandado,
Baby.
or we're here to get whatever. And those are the expressions that a man
the one.
is making sure for
That's the
you.
one.
And it's same for men. Again, like I was saying, I think at least with the women that I've seen in action, my own mom, right? The way that they express love is through words and feelings and hugging and kissing. And so, men, let's accept that because sometimes we oversee that. We see those things as just normal, whatever. But sometimes we oversee the meaning behind those things. And so next time that's happening, take a time to understand what just happened right there, what that action was. And I think if we can just manage to understand those things, comprehend them, oh man, I think our connection between women and men or
So
between the
big,
relationship,
so big.
so much, it would
Yeah,
be a
so
lot
much
stronger.
so much connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful, beautiful question. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Hey,
Honestly,
great
these questions
questions.
are helping us to
Dude,
probably see
great
things
questions.
differently, right?
Yeah.
And let me see if there's any more. It looks like that might have been the last one. Let me take a look one more
Hey,
time.
dude, thank you. That's a lot of questions.
A lot of questions, a lot of
That's
great
awesome.
questions. Amazing episode. Learned a lot myself.
Yeah, me too, dude.
All right, yeah, I think that was the last one.
Great. Well, let's take advantage and thank every single one of you for sending your questions. Thank you very much. We got some through social media. We got some through Facebook. We got some through WhatsApp. So I'm very
What's up
thankful.
with you?
What's happening? So thank you guys. We appreciate you.
Gracias.
Dude, I know that our time is valuable, and we appreciate that you take a minute out of your time.
100%.
Don't forget,
Comments,
dudes, every
questions.
Monday, tell everyone.
Every Monday.
Tell
We all agree, right? Garfield was right. Mondays, ugh.
Correct.
Right? You're going to work, ugh.
You're tired.
Why does Monday even exist? Disgusting.
Yeah.
But now
Who named it?
we have something to look forward to. Relentless Traumas, new episodes every Monday. We're bringing them to you. We want to bring different things. So please, again, don't forget to suggest any ideas you could have, anything you want us to participate in, any type of questions you want us to answer, Q&As. Let us know. Again, we read all the comments. We reply. We love you.
From the bottom of my heart is true. All right, later, guys. Bye-bye.